Hello there. So, let's see. Last time we did Slap Lucky, and I think we traded everything we got with him. No. Yeah, and we got some useless things like eggs. The ring. The ring is much more interesting, I would say. Now, let's go to the manor. We check the bloodstains. Again. Which was the part where Pascalino was the name. Pascalino was killed. Check the mansion. Touch the mirror. You see a vision of Alessio in his final moments. Alessio? I thought that was Pascalino. If there were truly a miracle, even if it's a deal with the devil, take everything I have, my very soul. Just let Rosa be happy. The red mist rolls again, the scene returns to normal. In the end, Alessio closes his eyes. His ring emits a red glimmer. That glimmer then transforms into a streak of light and slips into Rosa's ring. Okay. Rosa weeps in grief and sorrow, and you see her tears fall one drop after another, slowly and gradually to an ethereal bright white shimmer in the air. Instinctively, you reach out your hand. The radiant shimmer lands on your palm, transforming into a translucent white crystal. Shard of memory. Did we get that the last time too? I can't remember. Go further. You notice the grave. Check the grave. The gravestone bears the name Alessio. With the epitaph, I haven't entirely ceased to exist. I'm pretty sure we had that. Yeah. Come on. Okay, we made our addition grow check after a few redos. I don't remember. There's a grave back here. Huh? The name on the gravestone, it's the same as my father's. Is this some kind of cruel prank? Seriously, it's way too much. Okay, Alessio is her dad and Rosalind's husband. I don't remember hearing that name before. But look at how worn out it is. It doesn't seem fake. My father never said anything about having siblings, and I've only been gone for a while. How could there suddenly be a grave? She turns for you to help, but you're just as baffled. After a quick pause, you decide to set aside the questions for now and keep on exploring. Okay. Let's go there. While you're exploring the mansion, the door behind you mysteriously shuts at some time. The view outside becomes strange and surreal. You see drips of water winding upward. Okay, I think we had that. Check the portrait option log. Search. Check the study. Check the bedroom. Oh. No. Let's check the history for that. Joya, what? A dead body? Who's this? Shortly after Joya knits her brows in a baffled frown, as if she's looking at something inexplicable. This is Mother's clothes, and it's Mother's ring. A possibility suddenly pops into Joya's head. She stares at the bed, muttering to herself in a daze. Is that Mother? No, it can't be. How could my mother have aged so much all of a sudden? Her face blanches. You hear that strange faint cracking sound again. The entire house begins to shake violently, as if it might collapse at any moment. Just as you're about to do something, Joya's gone. The house then stops shaking and returns to its previous silence. Where she stood is now all but empty, with only a blood-red pendant left on the floor. Okay. Let's do our occultism action to get another item. Okay. I wonder what the locked option is. Anyway, let's take a look at the pendant. A chain of silver with a ruby attached to it. Both its design and craftsmanship belong to those you see in a museum. Okay. Okay, now then, let's check the portrait. And let's do that fight. We can throw the powder for no damage, but the ghost is burning. Then use this attack. We make use of red sign. Then we allure. We frighten the ghost, which should make it easier for Maple to allure. Then we step through. And it might already be it. Yeah. Now, let's see. Do we get another ending? The wraith writhes on the floor, letting out agonizing wails. Strings of sanguineous vapor bleed out. The walls creak open with a resounding crack. Cracks climb onto the ceiling. You desperately drag yourself to the doorway, but something knocks you down fast. Rosa's tormented wraith reforms from the collapsed floor. Sit towards the endless abyss, just as you're about to be pulled in darkness. A streak of light shoots from the ring. From the beam of light, a silhouette of a man appears. Gradually, it morphs into a translucent spirit. He walks up to Rosa, who's still writhing in agony. Tenderly, he takes her hand. Rosa shudders at that familiar touch and lifts her gaze to meet his. As she does, swirls of red mist seep out from her form. It's like watching the magic of time unfurling backwards. Her wrinkles smooth out. Her dull white hair regains its lustrous sheen. She blossoms back to the serene beauty from the portrait, the woman Alessio had loved so deeply. Their loving gazes meet, years of longing and unspoken words melting away in that one look. Alessio pulls Rosalind into an intimate embrace, their spirits intertwining in an ethereal dance. This pair of lovers separated by death and decades are finally reunited in this moment. Countless specks of radiant light take flight from their translucent forms, twinkling softly like fireflies, yet also like stars scattered across the cosmos, shimmering with warm, soothing glow. Their bodies grow more transparent with every departing shimmer until, eventually, they fade away into the ether. The lingering red mist, now devoid of a host, begins to disperse. Serenity is restored. An antique ring falls from the air, clattering down next to your feet. A white flash blinds your eyes out of the blue, and before you realize it, you are inside a floating bubble, past its ethereal membrane. The wheel of time freezes. The world is fraying. Your helpless, terrorized eyes open wide. The materials and entities constructing the world are losing their place in the dimensions. Painstakingly, you lower your numb head. Every part of you is being decoded to what it has always been. The hands, arms, torso, legs, they are merely returning to their true form. String after string of lifeless numbers and characters breaking up like scattered jigsaw pieces. Consciousness is flickering. Logic crumbles as your train of thought breaks into discrete segments. A blinding flash. The remnant of your vision sees you disintegrated with the rest of the world, giving way to lines and columns of programs before all cease to be on a black screen. The girl plays with a cobalt blue card in one of her hands with joy. sits on her faintly lit hair in a baseball cap whose texture shimmers the luster of reptilian skins, redirecting the glint back to the white ophidian scales that clad the illusory space like billowing walls. Ha! I never thought this vessel would work. Not half bad. I can see why Tawil has her eyes on you. The girl's eyes then land on the floating cluster of bubbles. The bizarre luminescence doesn't seem to daze her at all, as she loses in thoughts. Too bad you've solved the puzzle, but you don't have what it takes to rewrite the history. Still, that would be your problem, not mine. As if having received the command, the serpent entangling her other arm erects from its prone position. Dark energies take form inside its open mouth before they drain away the blue glow from the surface of the card. And now you've been repaid. The rest is in your hands. Maculated perfection. You solve the crisis by stopping the red mist from spreading amok. But the madness of those who are infected with its insanity cannot be undone as they tear apart everything in their eyes with unnamed frenzy. Only time can heal the wounds. Gone is the amusement park that hosted people's cherished memories. They will only remember it as the source of a terrible story. Specular perfection, maculated perfection. I don't think that was it. Let's return to the hall. Is there a character we could unlock? Definitely. We could unlock her. So we can save her and take her with us. Huh. But how? But how? Hmm. Let's do some fighting and maybe waste some time. Let's not overcomplicate things. I just wanted to step through the second one. Okay. Why can't I target? Hmm. Scared is triggered. Maple's HP is increased by 1. As you inch closer to the red mist, your thoughts get sluggish and muddled. You strive to stay composed and assess your condition. Thankfully, nothing out of the ordinary appears to be happening. Joya stares at the monument and, with a nostalgic tone, she tells you that those are her parents' names. She then gazes up at the huge sky wheel, lost in thought. My father had a thing for stars. He once made a promise to my mother. He wanted to build something that could reach the stars so she could give her a starry sky of her own. Everyone thought he'd just been super romantic, showing his love in a big way. But my father, he wasn't just talk. He secretly prepared everything: blueprints, construction, plans, personnel, arrangements, all sorts of things. It wasn't until my mother's birthday, when all of his preparations were done, that we finally found out about his plan. He wanted to build this, the highest Ferris wheel in the park. The highest one in the park. That's probably not that hard. Anyway, high enough that when she sat inside, it'd be like she could reach out of and touch the stars. You could picture Alessio working tirelessly for months, carefully keeping it all a secret to surprise Rosalind on her birthday. The Ferris wheel, it's a complicated thing. My father poured all of his knowledge and skills. He put his whole architect soul into it. He had to be there making sure everything was going okay. But his health, well, it never really got better. So the project kept on getting delayed. But now his dream is finally realized. I'm so happy for him. Joya smiles wistfully, her hand gently caressing the monument as if it were something fragile. Under her touch, the monument gradually melts away. Eventually it crystallized into a white crystal-like shard. Another shard of memory? That's very interesting. Okay. Maybe we have to get her super fast. Maybe? Hmm. Under the red mist, the park takes on a nightmarish hue. A figure appears. It is the clown. His eyes are devilishly scarlet, shimmering with unsettling malevolence. Spotting you, he charges towards you with laughter echoing maniacally in the air. Um, Dude, you're not really a tough guy if you lose before we start the battle. Oh, and we got more star stones. The malevolent aura seems to have evaporated from the clown. Now he lays in a pool of his own blood, struggling to flash you one last smile as life steadily slips away from him. I'm so sorry. I lost control over myself. Now, I just want you to know. You crouch down to catch his final words. With his last ounce of strength, the clown lifts his bloodied hand and draws one final shaky grin on your lips, his last breath escaping. I realized it ever since you arrived. You seem too occupied to truly enjoy this place. You try to check his inquiries, but he's hurt so bad. His his injuries, of course. But he's hurt too bad. There's no hope for recovery. Just remember to smile. Upon uttering his final sentence, his hand drops weakly to the ground. His eyes, once animated with exaggerated expressions, now lay open lifelessly, vacantly gazing up at the sky. His body lies still, submerged in a pool of blood, the flicker of life extinguished forever, left eternally in his grubby costume. You stare at his face, still smeared with clown makeup. It dawns on you that you've never beheld his true visage. A cloud of red mist rises from his lifeless body, hanging in the air for a moment before dissipating along with the body. In the place where he vanished lie quietly a blood-red shard. Sanguis. Huh. Okay, let's get rid of those two. No. Let's check the phantom. The red mist by the fountain undulates an eerie scene appears. Several phantoms suddenly appear, unfolding a sequence of events as if projected from a film reel. You witness a tall man attempting to confront three others, who respond with aggressive retaliation. The trio's actions are marked by vicious, suggesting a familiarity with violence. They show no mercy towards the tall man, even though the tall man tries to defend himself. It turns out he is drastically outmatched. They seize him by the hair, repeatedly dunking his head in the water in a brutal scene. After enduring persistent torment, the tall man is on the brink of death. The trio ruthlessly place a peculiar mask on his face and then proceed to pierce his collarbone with a hook attached to the end of a chain. Without regard for his anguished cries, they drag him in the direction of the manor. Okay, but who was that then? Go there. Go there. Okay, more fighting for not really good reason. So I'm kind of banking on our spider thing finishing the job. So much for that. Okay, we have 5 time units left. We touch the mirror to obtain another shard. Okay, we have 2 crimson and 2 white memory shards. Go further. Let's save because it's high time, I would say. Check the grave. Let's make some tries. Maybe I will keep this one, Alessia's grave. Check the mansion. Okay, now we go and she's still with us. So if we trigger it now, the fight with a ghost, then she would still be there for it. We check the study. And then the portrait, because if we check okay, she leaves anyway. I don't like that, but okay. Attack, use weapon. Let's use this. Let's allure. Let's throw. Let's step through. We didn't change the weapon. And step through should do the rest. Okay. Still maculated perfection. Okay, I'm not sure what to do now. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do instead. Well, I'll take a break here and hopefully see you soon. Till then, bye.